Hey guys, have you ever heard of The Boys? Wow, well there's a spinoff called Gen 5. I don't like it. For those who don't know about The Boys, it's a superhero show where superheroes are super douchebags. It's based on a comic book series with the same name, and it's about a man named Huey who's just some dude being normal until his girlfriend explodes. Hijinks ensues. I personally enjoyed the series, well, 2 3/4 of the series. I don't know what the hell was going on in that season finale.
What the fuck are you doing?
Oi, you stay away from my wife, son. Nonetheless, they released a spin-off after the 3rd season that focuses on the VOD school for gifted youngsters. And as of now, like when this video's out, the 1st season isn't even finished. And yet, I have so much to say about this show. But before I jump in, a little bit of transparency. I am a huge nitpicker. I found that out around the time I created this channel, and I can't really turn it off. However, there are a lot of shows and movies that I enjoy despite their relatively small issues. In fact, I can put up with a lot. No joke, my top 3 favorite films are Ghost Rider,
Guys, please stop laughing and being serious.
Roadhouse, and Demolition Man. All I'm saying is that as long as I'm entertained, I can put up with a lot. Now, does Gen 5 fall into that category?
Nope.
It's not the worst show I've ever watched in my life. That title belongs to another drama. 13 Reasons Why We Coming For You, nigga! The acting is fine, the CGI is better than Marvel's sometimes, but there are way too many moments where these nitpicks are slowly teetering on the line of being serious issues. Not to mention the comedy, but we'll put that to the side though. For now, we can go through the available episodes and talk some shit. Gen 5 starts with a family watching some TV. The older daughter, Marie, catches a cramp and runs straight to the bathroom. Turns out that she's having her very first period. Hooray! Wait, women periods are good, yeah? While having her introductory time of the month, Marie finds out that she can control her own blood. Her mom comes in to congratulate her, only to get a coochie butt spike through the neck. The dad comes in to investigate, only to meet the same fate.
Hey, Dad!
Wow, I don't think I could show any of this. Hey, what are the odds that this video will get a yellow dollar sign? Anyways, we flash forward to a couple years later where Marie is now a young adult with a better grasp of her blood powers. She gets accepted to the Goldberg University, and on her first day she experiences her fish out of water moment that most of these kind of shows have. You know, Los Drogas, chicks making out, rebellious music. She meets her roommate Emma, who's fighting her pet rodent for YouTube views, showing that Marie's at the bottom of the popularity totem pole. You might be wondering, how long would it take until she's hanging out with the cool kids? Like a day? It's just a day. Apparently all she needed to do was beat up a schizo. Alright, time for a cool crew character rundown. First we got Half and Half. He's got magnetic manipulation.
Fucking magnets! How do they—
No, we're not doing that joke. Next we have Jordan Lee. He's very durable. Next we have Jordan Lee. She can shoot stuff. The final 2 members of the popular kids are Kay and Luke. Kay has the ability to mind control your ass just by touching you. She's also in a relationship with Luke, aka Golden Boy. He's numero uno in a university and he has the ability to get naked. Oh, and fire too. The 5 pull up to the club and everything's going well until Half and Half sends a metal bird through a chick's neck. Damn, nigga snorts half an Adderall and don't know how to act. While everybody's panicking, Marie steps up and shoves the blood back into the poor lady's body. You know what? I like this scene. It's a good parallel to the one at the beginning. From a girl who couldn't save her mom because she couldn't understand her powers, to a woman who has a full grasp of Kool-Aid bending.
Good job.
On the next day, Marie is summoned to Mr. Krabs' office for a meeting. See, before the whole club incident, Marie was trying to convince him that she was worthy of taking his crime fighting class. So what do you think's gonna happen? Is Mr. Krabs gonna put her in his class, or is he gonna expel her?
You're being expelled.
Oh my god, who saw that one? I did. They snuck out of a university, did drugs, and almost pushed the off button of a civilian. Somebody had to be the fall guy, and Marie takes it well. And after a temper tantrum, she heads back to Mr. Krabs' office to give him a piece of her mind, only to find Golden Boy giving him the world's hottest hug. That's right, he's turned full schizo for reasons that we'll find out in future episodes. But for now, we can just watch him explode. Oh yeah, spoiler alert. All of that was in the first episode, by the way. There's so much going on, and it's capped off with a bang that gets a viewer interested in the next episode.
Good job.
However, I don't think I have that many compliments for the rest of the episodes, but I'll at least try to find them. You ready? Let's go. In episode 2, it was revealed that before Golden Boy exploded, he whispered into Half and Half's ear that his dad has it. This gets him thinking, so he tries to look for clues in Luke's room with Kate, only to find that his whole dorm was cleared out. Whoever did this really doesn't want anybody snooping around and finding something. Keep that in mind because the next sequence of events will raise some questions. Later that day, Half and Kate are walking on campus and they notice a camera that's been destroyed. This gives Half an epiphany. Golden Boy's schizo message meant that he hid a phone in his dad's statue. Okay, a camera that's near a building where 2 people died, not getting replaced. I mean, I could bitch about that, but really, it's fine. Now, Golden Boy hiding a phone in a statue, you're not losing me here, but I definitely have questions. Like, how was he able to hide it in there? Was there a hidden butt flap or something? I don't know, it's just weird. But then later that night, Half and Half, newly inspired by the contents of that phone, sneaks into Mr. Krabs' office to resume his snooping. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally made it to the scene that almost gave me an aneurysm. I'm gonna tell you what happened step by step first so you know exactly what's going on, and then I'll double back and dissect the shit out of it. Alright, from the top. Half and Half sneaks into Mr. Krabs' office, finds his laptop that contains confidential school records. He takes a photo and gets caught, but not really. Okay. Hides under the table, closes the laptop with his powers, still not caught, Allah. Phone buzzing, still undetected. The task force takes the laptop, then they leave, and that's the end of the scene. What happened here? That was about 2 minutes of consistent dumb fuckery. First of all, this part where you showed Golden Boy's dorm being cleared out, did you not notice how dumb it looked when you juxtaposed it with this scene? You are clearly establishing that whoever's doing this, it's the school by the way, they're behind this, whoever's doing this is making a concerted effort to make sure that there's no evidence left behind. They cleaned the entire dorm with bleach, and they even took all of his dildos. I'm not joking, they said that.
Luke's desk drawer was full of dildos. They're all gone too.
But there's a whole laptop with confidential records just chilling on a table. It just seems like a really dumb oversight. And something tells me that the writers thought that too, considering this line.
Don't bother with that shit. Just files in the computer.
I'm willing to bet my alcohol addiction that this line was added at the last minute. Because you can't just say that it's just a laptop if hours beforehand you cleaned out somebody's spot. Am I missing something? Somebody please tell me that there's some crucial information that I ignored. Because this exceeds a nitpick. They burnt whatever the hell they were cooking. And for shits and or giggles, let's imagine if the dorm scene was taken out and we were left with the Half and Half sneaky scene. This brings up another question. Why are the guards so fucking dumb? These dudes bust down the door and enter with the room clearing skills of a baby. I'm sure Ray Charles bumping Sunami on noise canceling beats would still be able to find this guy. A whole head ass laptop was closing on its own in front of their eyes and they somehow didn't notice. If not that, then the phone buzzing would have done him in. But somehow, some way, he makes it out of the office. There is absolutely no way that this is the best way to move. Absolutely no way. And you might say that this is a rare slip up from the series and it gets way better from here. I seriously doubt that, but let's move on. After it's revealed that the school is on some secretive shit, a suit by the name of Tech Knight comes in to investigate. His quirk allows him to interrogate his target and pick up the smallest details. He knows if you're lying, he knows if you're telling the truth, he knows when you're ovulating. I'm not gonna lie, my interest meter went right back up. His powers are cool looking, he's kind of a dick, and he also has some good lines.
Take that glove off, I take your fucking hand off.
But then I quickly realized something. This guy is way too overpowered. Like having a walking talking lie detector in a murder mystery would be a bad idea if you don't take him out the picture. The show would be over in a matter of minutes, and the writers knew that. So how did they sideline Tech Knight? Well, first, he's slapped with a tumor. That's cool, I guess. And apparently it makes him want to fornicate with objects. Guys, I think it's time to talk about the comedy in this show. The majority of the comedy in Gen 5 falls into two categories: social commentary and gross out humor. There's a good portion of that in The Boys too, but there's much more of a variety, relatively speaking. Now, I'm gonna lay all my cards on the table. Gen 5 is painfully unfunny, and we're gonna go ahead and skip the part where you might say that comedy is subjective, and I respond with that's mostly false because yada yada yada. I'll save that argument for another time. But when it comes to the comedy in this show, it often feels like it's half-assed. Either they're nudging you saying you get it, just like in real life, or it's a showcase of what they can do with a man's meat and potatoes. Seriously, there's a significant number of jokes that involve a man's package. Like, bro, what if we had the Asian nigga punch Golden Boy in his flaming wiener? Or what if we had the tiny lady grip on a man's phallus like Mario reaching the end of a level? Or what if we had Kate mind control the college creep and have him
Buy yourself a nice Louisville Slugger and swing that bat as hard as you can into your nuts. And every time you swing, yell Jumanji.
Is that funny? I don't think that's funny. Actually, can we take a couple steps back? This scene is also on my shit list. So Kate's mourning the loss of her boyfriend at his splatter spot, right? And then she hears this dude named Rufus snickering, and he's doing that "I'm talking about you, but I hope you don't peep" look. Classic move. Kate walks over, and instead of running away, Rufus just lets her mind control him. Like, come on now, if I was talking crazy about a woman who could mind control me, and she heard me, and she's making a beeline towards me, I'm hitting the jets. I'm Joseph Joestar. And that actually goes for any soup for that matter. If we have beef, then I can't let you get close. I'm sure everybody at this university is capable of seriously injuring you with their powers. Now, I'd be fine with this lapse of judgment if it resulted in something funny, but it did not. So it's just a scene where a character does something dumb just so she can say something dumb that was supposed to be funny. To be fair on Rufus, I'm pretty sure he's canonically retarded since there's just too many examples of him being slow, including a time where he's like, I'm gonna use my hypno powers to assault women in this university that's filled with superhumans, which is dumb because one of the main components of assaulting, in college especially, is vulnerability. In this universe, and at this university, there's pretty much a clean slate in terms of lethality. Like, imagine if you try to rob a woman who just recently hit the mystery box. That makes sense? Whatever, I'm just saying that he deserves to have his member blown off. Oh my god, that's so gross. I'm super shocked and disgusted right now. I've watched people die. This is nothing to me. Actually, do you want to watch a video of somebody dying right now?
Psych!
Apparently, he tried to do the same thing with Kate and succeeded, which opens up a can of worms. This is the last scene on the shit list, by the way. So Kate tells her Me Too story, and here's a TLDR version of it. She met Rufus at Intro Psych. I see what you did there. I'll admit that's a good one. And the next thing you know, she's consenting on camera through mind control. You can fill in the blanks. I have one big question. How the hell is Rufus still existing after that? Kate can tell him to go delete all the footage and then swallow a hand grenade. Yeah, her powers have drawbacks, but I'm pretty sure it'd be worth the pink eye. It's not like she's getting blackmailed either. The whole Bat Jumanji situation pretty much reinforced that, so I'm genuinely confused. However, I'm gonna give this part the benefit of the doubt since I tapped out after a couple of episodes. There could be an explanation for all this, all I know is that I'm not gonna find out. Back to the social commentary side for a bit, it often feels half-baked and even outdated. Like, there will be times where it feels like you're watching that one scene from Black Panther. You know, I've never seen Black Panther, and after watching this clip, I don't think I'm gonna get my hopes up when I finally get around to it. One example of this show being outdated was the infamous PewDiePie line during the first episode.
Well, I'm kind of like PewDiePie without the Nazi stuff.
Look, I don't care about your personal beliefs on the Felix Sheldon Cooper Trooper controversy, that's irrelevant. Because that shit is old, like 4+ years ago. What's next, you're gonna do a BuzzFeed reaction video, you boomer?
My balls! I don't want my balls sticking to my legs.
Wow, third wave feminism. That also goes for this part where the former director is teaching an acting class.
Didn't he direct Dawn of the Seven? Yeah, but then he showed his dick to Minky Kelly and now he's in director's jail. Shit.
Do you get it? There are people in Hollywood who do weird shit and only get a slap on the wrist for it.
The last example is a reach, I'll admit, but I'm gonna talk about it anyways. Listen to this conversation between Jordan and Marie.
It ever occur to you why you're getting it and I'm not? Because bigender doesn't play in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm not exactly the fan favorite down there either.
Out of all the cities in Florida that you can name drop, why would you pick the one place that flipped blue in 2020? Most of the popular cities in Florida are blue as hell. It's the other counties that you would imagine not being accepting of a nigga slash female, and also racism maybe, I guess? You could have said Florida as a whole, whatever, I'm being pedantic. But one last point I want to make is that this show has no outstanding characters. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the acting is fine, but it's just that nobody really stands out. In The Boys, however, there are a bunch of characters who do their job and then some. The Butcher, Kimiko, Homelander, what the fuck? Starlight, and Soldier Boy. And he was brought in during the 3rd season, and he's arguably as popular as Homelander. Back in Gen 5, well, who's your star player? And you better not say Sam. Have you seen that puppet shit? And I know I focus more on what's going on in the story rather than how the characters are built up, but trust me, it's just like every teen drama. These guys are centered around sex and childhood trauma. My parents didn't love me. Oh my god, I kinda like you, but it's really complicated. I cheated on my boyfriend. But for real, there's nothing really special about these guys, and it could have something to do with how lackluster the premise is. Think about it, the 1st season of The Boys was centered around the quest to take out this seemingly invincible sociopath and his homies, and it worked. In the 2nd season, the gang not only has to deal with this asshole, but now they have to deal with this chick who's a fan of that one Austrian painter, and it also worked. And the 3rd season had the aforementioned Soldier Boy, and it worked until the last episode. Maybe one day I'll talk about it. But what does season 1 of Gen 5 have? A bunch of diverse college niggas Scooby-Dooing their way through campus? Does that entice you? That doesn't entice me. And for the record, I can enjoy a show without caring for the personal / political beliefs that the writers want to inject in it. Recently, I caught up to The Righteous Gemstones, and it basically does everything that Gen 5 tried to do, but better. The story, more captivating. The characters, standout performances left and right. The comedy, easy clear, which is funny because a lot of their comedy is also gross out humor and social commentary. But the success rate is way higher. Even I, as a person who has no strong opinion on megachurches, found myself laughing at these jokes. And it's not like it's perfect all around. Without spoiling anything, the 2nd season was a little rushed towards the end. And also, John Goodman beating the bricks out of a man while being way past the age of 65 is a little dumb. But screw it, suspenders and disbelief and all that. So in conclusion, I don't think Gen 5 is worth watching. But if you're a fan of school dramas with a side of penis humor and social commentary, then you might like it more than I did. I personally recommend The Righteous Gemstones, but I don't know. It seems like there's always a group of people in my comments who end up liking the stuff that I don't. Which is fine, you're allowed to have your own personal beliefs. Except for Saints Row 3. That is objectively a significant downgrade from— you know what? I'm gonna stop myself. I'll see you guys later.